This isn't just a game. This is TNT. Welcome to the jungle and welcome to Ape Squad's Thursday Night Throwdown.
Featuring the game's top talent, pick up games where chimps become champions.
Thursday nights 8 to 10 p.m. every week, only on Ape Squad. Catch us live on air on Twitch at twitch.tv/ApeSquadOrg.
Welcome everybody to Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm Sonsoyo, your caster, alongside Waltz. How you doing, Waltz?
I am so happy to be here. I always enjoy a little TNT, little Thursday Night Throwdown, so I'm excited to see the games we have for us today.
It should be a good one. And we got some great news for everybody. Between last week and this week, we announced our second official tournament, Volcanic Panic, on June 14th. If you want to get involved, want to join the tournament, reach out to me, Sonsoyo, or get information through Ape Squad Discord. We're looking for plenty of people to join. So we're going to cut to the Volcanic Panic teaser right now. Impu, thank you for the raid.
Got some furry tails on the scene as well, with the maid outfit as well. What is this unhinged?
I mean, as soon as the pike came in at 50 damage, I knew exactly it was going to be meta. Do you not have game audio, Justin?
Weird. So I also do not. This thing's probably sounds like a lobby-wide bug, but it happens. Kale asking if we're on EU servers, a little mad about the ping. I think I think the game's just struggling a little bit tonight. Is this Goo Minigun? Who plays Goo Minigun? That's an interesting choice.
Did you pause? I did not pause.
I don't know. Did not pause.
Everything's going haywire right now. I don't know.
The game is struggling. That's okay. Looks like the players were about to get into the actual match, so we'll figure out some sound issues in a minute. But at least we're going to be able to watch the teams participate. Might be running with that vault over
taking the vault. Yes, all the way. They're going to look to maybe go across this bridge and back up away from Pink Team. Pink Team does have the high ground, however.
Yeah, surprised they're not pushing over towards Hospital. Normally you want to get to that point, but they're actually just running all the way over to the to Billboard. Godzip being taken by Calcifer and Cod.
Pink Team just loves this high ground. They're going to be holding high ground as KOL is trying to regroup with their team. Orange Team's looking to contest this high ground, but may get caught off guard. S0E10 does back off from that high ground.
Yeah, high ground fully in possession of Pink right now. Like you said, already a little bit of health lost on Brendy. Just poke damage right now as Quad on the high ground, looking for some angles, looking to find anything that he can do. Needs to start this off, but this is such a hard point to push into. It's so cramped. There's so little opportunity to maneuver. Kale's on point, pushing in, has the dome shield down with that minigun, spinning it up, looking for some damage. A little bit of health onto his 60, already removed. KO pushing in, takes out Brendy. One down, looking for the second. Second gets picked off. Only one left on the side of 60. He's going to look for the trade. Almost pulls it out. Fake it out to Quad. No! Gets taken out. KO with a two-piece. Going to flip this over for Team Pink.
I mean, KOL's entry was explosive there. That dome shield was perfectly placed to get that value.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice play from them. Getting caught a little bit on the back foot. A little surprised there because they were definitely... you'd think that Orange would have done a good job, but they kind of just got kept in this room and did not retreat in a very smooth manner. That's such an important key... That's such a key part of these 3v3 fights. You have to kite properly, and if you get caught on the way out, you're already down. We are running double medium on the side of Orange, so they have a double DMAT. Again, more reasoning that they should be able to just survive, but they got caught out. Right behind just gets backstabbed again. Pink already one down. Calcifer is going to get caught out by Brendy. Brendy immediately picking off the second one as well. Quad is down. 3 versus 1. It's just KOL, and she is going to get knocked down. Brendy with the third, going to team wipe the entire enemy team by himself.
Brendy really going on with the serve. I mean, that serve needs to be nerfed in this new season. That thing is way too powerful. I hope it gets some sort of changes. We've been asking for it.
Yeah, just crushing right there. Definitely been a lot of a shotgun meta, at least for medium, right? And even I guess a little bit for heavy. So hopefully we get something a little different with the new season. I'm sure we'll get some spicy balance updates, maybe some weapons. We'll have to see what Embark have in store for us. But regardless, like you said, we definitely got to get the Cerberus just a little nerfed. It's just a little too strong.
We got Pink Team again taking height. KOL going to be on an off angle, taking some aggression away from Orange as Pink Team now pinches a 60, almost one bar, getting almost taken down as Ko gets also going to get that revive, resetting
Instant
a 60,
revive.
but gets taken out himself. Will Calcifer be able to win this? But a 60
Unable
takes him
to,
out.
so KOL 1 versus 3 now with that minigun is going to spray down the first. Has the angles though, looking for another. Cannot finish it out though. A 60 with the throwing knives actually. That's exciting. Picking off that minigun. Throwing knives, probably one of my favorite weapons to watch. Outside of dagger, probably.
I think the throwing knives right now are just very underrated. They have so much potency, but it's the net code, like the connection just always seems off. Like the consistency on that weapon is where it struggles the most.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's been issues with the hit registration. Sometimes you'll throw a throwing star and it shows up in the guy's head, but he doesn't take a headshot, So small stuff like that just needs to be a little bit more consistent. We probably see some pick it up, but you don't want a key headshot to go unregistered in moments like that. Crane being taken across. They did not knock it down
One
in
more
time.
red barrel and it's going to fall, but no, they missed that last one. KOL is going to potentially be able to get over with a gateway. A 60 getting taken out with the pike.
Yeah, Calcifer with a nice opening kill. The revive is there, but now they're pushing in. The defib is already gone. One defib gone for the side of Orange. Pink pushing in. They have to look for the steal. There is a gateway prepped, but he drops it down. Calcifer looking for his approach into this point. Up on the high ground, Pink once again pushing it very aggressively. They have them there. Calcifer doing damage, looking for that kill. Does take out Ko. Has to back away now. Looking for a 60 as well. Nice shots with the pike to close range, not dissuading him. Does get a revive out, but the high ground is there for Dequad as he looks in. KOL jumping up onto the high ground as well. Quickly followed by Ko. Going to turn around, melt him. 1 versus 2. Brendy, the last member left on Orange. Can they get a steal? Brendy gets the revive on the back end, resetting the fight 2v2 as we get a quick breather.
Yeah, they're just gonna camp this body and hopefully deny it, but it's not looking like it's gonna be a good one. Dequad is gonna go get that reset and they're gonna make it a 2v3 scenario as Orange Team does get their last one coined in. Gonna be coming over for the steal now. It's gonna be interesting to see how Orange Team is gonna demat in probably from the top and look for something. KOL doing that off and Pink gets the steal as a 60 falls off the map.
The 60 just took a dive off the edge of the skyscraper, decided to try to parkour. It didn't work out for him.
That was crazy. I mean, what a great use of the goo gun from KOL. Really buying time for her team there.
Goo gun, I think, a severely underrated specialization. I mean, Mesh and Winch have both been so strong. I understand why you don't want to pick them out, but I really think Goo gun has not been explored to the extent it should be because there's so much you can do with this specialization.
Yeah, I really think Goo gun and Goo grenade have gotten the short end of the stick through the seasons. I mean, people are just figuring out how strong Goo gun is, but I mean, or Goo grenade is. The Goo gun's only going to follow suit.
Right. Yeah, I know. Already Calcifer getting taken down to 60, putting those throwing knives to really good work right now. Has the Invis looking to get in. There is a revive on the back end. Calcifer looking to get brought back up, but he's unable to do so. KOL getting chased by Brendy up these stairs. The fight raging on all levels. Brendy has finally found KOL. The Cerberus going up against the minigun. Going to take out KOL. Unable to convert that from her as the rest of the team is getting wiped up on the backside. Orange getting another team wipe. Nice finish from them there.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Really winning that vault. And now they're going to be able to go set up a gateway, hopefully, and be able to get this plug rather quickly. She's not too far away, so it could be a quick plug. Really depends on where Pink spawns. They could spawn over on that billboard side or have an aggressive spawn towards C. It looks like they're going to get this plug guaranteed. As Pink Team does spawn in that courtyard, and they're going to be going in. Going to try and get their damage. It gets great damage on Ko. Brings him down to almost 3 bar. As Calcifer looks to peel for the team and look for that kill.
Yeah, no kills yet. They had a nice spawn, but the gateway was able to give them an immediate plug. So now they have to reset, group together. Immediately going to get picked off, though, as 6E just gets spotted out, stuck on top of some goo. Couldn't get away. That Pike continuing to be a menace in these long sight lines. Brendy gets spotted as well. He does get some damage out. He drops in on one, looks for the burn. The burn's going to take down Calcifer. Brendy makes his quick escape as there is a revive coming out as well. 3 versus 2. Kale and Dequad, the only two left on their team, looking to drop this point down. Kale has a dome that's already been used, getting chased by Dequad. He's also going to get melted by that Cerberus. Kale on the bottom is going to get melted as well, just continually chased. They're just going to go ahead and taunt her as they finally finish off the rest of Team Pink. This is rapidly drawing to a close.
Yeah, they only have one more push here. Pink team has got to put all their efforts. They got great entry damage, but they even got a pick, but they could just not capitalize. Brendy really turning that fight around, getting that pick off on Calcifer really swung the fight in their tides. Now they're going to be setting up gas all over point. It's going to be really tough for Pink to take this.
That's the benefit that Orange does have. The double medium, we don't see it very often, and normally when we do, there's a heal beam in the mix. But that double DMAT medium gives you so much flexibility. You're basically playing like a light at that point. You just are everywhere. There's no safe corridors. Only about 15 seconds left on this point right now, maybe about 20. They have to push very aggressively. They have to look for a steal. KOL looking for the kills instead. Caught them in the hallway, caught them on the stairs. Ko is down, turning their eyes back. They have to look for the steal in just a matter of moments. Has the dome shield on the ground. The goo is there as well. But the goo is actually preventing her team from stealing. Now the gas gets plugged as well, continuing to prevent the steal. The cap cannot go through. It gets dropped once more by Brendy, and the timer is up. The match is over, and Orange takes this one.
What a match. What a great stall. Calcifer almost got that last second. I mean, KOL getting some great damage and applying pressure. That goo really blocking off Calcifer from any line of sight. It was just, I mean, the DMAT just does so much on medium class.
It's such a strong weapon. And I know a lot of people, especially moving into Season 7 now, I talked to a lot of people that say they really would love to see Heal Beam get a little bit of a buff because DMAT is just such a consistent pick. All right, a 6E running with a Riot Shield this time. Not a
Hopefully we see
pick.
some tech skill. Those Riot Shield gadget swap combos, I'd love to see them.
Oh, it's really cool. And I would love to see, is he running? Because the big question for me is he going to be running it with a flash bang? Because I've seen a lot of people run flash with the flash with Riot Shield. A little bit of the tech, you can actually block the flash on yourself. Some people use it.
Oh,
I don't
really?
see it very
That's
consistent.
crazy. That's fantastic. That's a great tech. We're going to be going on this high ground. Cafaneo are going to be looking to get some shots off onto Pink Team. Pink Team's jumping right up there. They're going to be zipping. I mean, what's he going to do? He has 2 people pushing him. And that Orange team comes out of this door trying to challenge and peel for his teammate. WaltzCast regenning is heavy. Now they're going to just be going into a 2v2. That Riot Shield blocking some great shots.
Stop resisting.
Gonna be running.
Stop resisting.
And once these one HP gets taken out, 6E drops to the model, it looks like. And now we got Pamito going to be faltering with this 3v1.
Oh, the defib kill for extra spice.
Defib kill.
No.
No way.
Oh, no. Pamito's going to get clipped. He's never going to live it down at this point. The defib kill is just the utter disrespect. Like,
and now we get to see Pink Team get control of Hospital. I mean, this is going to be tough. I mean, how do you get across this with a Riot Shield?
Now,
you just hold it, right?
Wait, this is a triple medium, triple model team we have right now, by the way, on Pink. So this is about the easiest cross I think Orange is ever going to have in their life. It's just you can just walk, you know.
A 6E just walking across.
He's gonna. Oh,
he's down!
He gets run
and he tried saving himself.
No, he ran into the D-Man the one time. Maybe he should have just run across. They're against 3 models. He might as well just run across the exposed runway. Pamito just gonna tries to stick a long res, gets bursted down. Looks like Cafaneo is gonna run and go for a cheeky steal on the backside. Has a gateway to get him there. But he actually could have held that.
Yeah.
No. It's getting chased across. What is this? The model The triple models. Why male models, you ask? Well, now we're seeing why. This is some impressive play right now.
And now you see why we love TNT. You get some spaghetti plays. You got a 60 getting dropped down from the bridge, and that just created a comical scenario. I mean, I don't think I could have scripted that better.
Signal dropping the floor out from under a 60.
You know, I think Signal might be looking for the same play, but they're going to gateway across instead. They're not going to take any chances here. They're going to go and gateway in as Signal gets taken down, playing aggressively. Wubsy now being chased by the Riot Shield, pads up and tries to get an escape. Orange Team's got to go look to force this point. They are in a 3v2 scenario. Bobo looking to get any sort of poke that he can. And 60's going to be looking to grab it. Maybe not. He only has one more opportunity.
What are they doing? They keep slowing down. They can't get knocked off this right now, and they're going to take him down. Bursting Pamito out. He's not going to
Why are we having the heavy take?
I don't know. I mean, a 60 started it, but a 60 slid too far away, and I think they were just, their communication was just a little bit scattered. They didn't know who needed to take it. Does get a revive. A 60 is still alive, but it's a 2 versus 3. They're just playing with him right now. See the long-range model shots. He doesn't know where to point that Riot Shield. Oh my gosh.
And yet again, it's just Cafaneo left to fight his demons.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm having some PTSD here, Sonsoyo. This is giving me season 4 all over again.
Season 4 model winch meta. I mean, this is scary. You got triple mediums pulling out the model at that range. I mean, Cafaneo getting taken out from such range.
I'll tell you what, you know, the Cerberus might very well be stronger than the model in Payday, but I think I enjoy seeing Cerberus more than I enjoy seeing 2 seasons of model. Not that I want to see Cerberus be strong next season, but it is.
I mean, everyone's begging for the model to make a comeback, but I don't think people are ready for it.
Big push already. RPG completely whiffs everyone. As they're gonna, Pamito is just gonna go down. The RPG was completely useless. The 60 gonna have models on both sides of him right now, just pounding away. Has to run away, has to re-heal. Cafaneo also hurting for health points right now. Can't do anything. A 60 and Cafaneo both running as far away as they can. But he's going to get found out. Signal chasing him down. Going to pick him off. That's a full team wipe again. All cylinders are firing right now for Pink. The models cannot be stopped.
The live wire swooped up a cash box.
Look how small that melon head looks. I'm not going to lie. Is that a bug? Is it just me or is his head tiny?
No, it looks tiny. Or actually, can we get a close-up on this guy? Can we get one of those, can we zoom out, look around this man?
I'm trying. But that thing is tiny. It has to be. Anyways, we got our team zipping up to the high ground. They're going to be looking for an initial glitch. They do hit that, but I'm not sure what you're going to want from that glitch. You have no entry damage. Those heal beams are useless right now. They're going to be cornered in this stairwell. 60's going to be looking at D-Mat. Pop in there with that Riot Shield, getting half on Bobo as Pamito gets circled down to 1 HP.
Circle. Oh, he does get picked off, though. The D-matted wall, he couldn't close it up. Cafaneo going to get a nice pick there. It's 1 versus 1. Boo Boo on the low ground, getting chased by Cafaneo. Model versus M11. Can he pull this off? Cafaneo realizing this could be the moment to go for a steal, actually, is going to run away. Boo Boo does get a revive, but Cafaneo getting a revive on the other side. It's now going to be a 2 versus 2, as the last members are going to be coining in just a second. They still have a minute left, half the timer on this cash out. Still enough time for them to make some plays, but everyone is back up. 3 versus 3. They have to figure something out. Pamito does get found. Signal chasing after him with that model, picking him off in the air, and it's back to a 2 versus 3. Orange cannot find their footing in this match.
60 looks like he's wanting to go for a steal as Cafaneo looks to go aggressive. And it just looks like it's going to be Raps with a Riot Shield. This is going to be locking in, going for that last second steal. He's going to be popped in with that He-Man. They're going to only be hurtling over. He has the Riot Shield to block the damage, but Willie, he dropped down on Bobo, getting him down to half HP and gets taken out
it's
as
over.
expected.
Brutal. That was rough to watch. And I don't think it was just the models, Sonsoyo. They were fun to watch, but that was definitely some miscommunication on the side of Orange there. They just weren't playing on the same beat. They were not running to the same drum.
I think I'm going to pop that watermelon head. I think that's pay to win.
I think you might be right. It's just that's, you know, they can't shoot your head if it's so small. You know? It looked way smaller in game, I swear.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, hopefully we got another game going. It seems like we have 2 Qs, so Q should be popping pretty quick.
Yeah, we are.
We got
popping.
a banger of a lobby coming up. I just see it. But let's take a look at this kills real quick and get the review of this match. We got Bobo getting 8 kills, Circle with 7, and Wubsy dodging all bullets, getting those 10 assists, really locking down, getting some great damage for his team. So yeah, we can go get some sun. It sounds nice. I mean, again, Seoul is the worst map for comp, so it's really good seeing Brunel. It's kind of grown on me a little bit. I've gone back and forth. At the start of its release, I loved it, and then it kind of like did not feel right, but I finally found my stride a little bit on this map, so it's exciting to see how people play it. I love these buildings, love these rooftops. It's great for long range and great for short range. It's very well done map.
Agreed. I actually think I enjoyed it more after they released Power Shift on this map. I feel like I got to play parts of the map you don't normally play, and I learned a lot more how to kind of run some of these angles. So always enjoyable when they put the maps into different modes. You get to play them in a different way, and something I hope we see more Power Shift maps come in the future. You know, can we get get some Fortune Stadium Power Shift maybe?
Fortune Stadium Power Shift? I mean, that'd be hype. I mean, we got Pink Team jumping right on top of Pierce Drake. Pierce Drake almost making out, but almost it does get out there with 2 HP. The Goose saving him. Pierce Drake's gonna be taken out, but BMO gonna be low himself. He's getting stuck on that ladder. A 60 gonna be playing Lasagna's mesh shield with a throwing knife. Gets taken out. A 61 HP. The movement was almost so crisp. Hamido living with the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, Pure Strafes, Strafes just got so low so quickly from that fight. Spent the most of the time running away. It ended up going the way of Pink, but the damage numbers showing that it was pretty even, honestly. A 60 dodging around, juking and jiving left, right, and center with the knives. Really did a good job, pumping out a lot of damage. That could have gone any way, but now they have to make the approach. They're going to sit up on Billboard right now. BMO with, I believe, that Pike. Was that what he was running? Looks like he is also running Pike. A 60, going to get spotted. Cannot get finished off, able to successfully get through, drops the gateway. The whole team is underneath now. That's the one really difficult part of push. The hard part's over. Now they just have to go for the cleanup.
Huge RPG on BMO. His teammate does block it with a dome. Lasagna, great positioning, and now pushing him back onto Hamido. Looks like it's going to be a full reset from Orange Team. It's going to be Castaneo yet again.
Nice pick. Great stuff from them. Nice movement. They jumped onto the high ground of the initial RPG. So powerful. And then a 60 playing really nicely. Kept hiding behind Lasagna and Pure Strafes. Every time he was dodging, he always had a body to hide behind. Make sure he was poking out, almost like poking out behind a wall to get his throw knives out. Like you mentioned, there's so much damage you can put out. And the real problem is just essentially the animation times on the throwing knives can make it kind of hard. So if you're able to dance in and out, really pulls that, takes the downside away from that weapon.
Yeah, and if you're set up on that right click, getting that initial right click is huge. I've seen those right clicks almost insta kill people. You can do so much damage. BMO gonna be leading his team up from the top, gonna be going from the top down to 60. He's gonna be getting some back shots right on BMO, gets taken out. BMO goes down to the throwing knife instantly.
Does get picking off. The trade is there. Hamido does take out a 60, so it's 1 versus 1. Looking to hold that long res, but that's not going to give him much time. They have to go for a steal in just this moment. The defib is there onto a 60, so all three are back up for both teams. The nade is there, but it's about to go away. They drop the point. It's on the ground. Lowest level. All three crawling just in the hallway. One goes down. Lasagna taking out Cafaneo. A 60 gets stoned down in return. 2 versus 2. Lasagna pushing forward the mesh. They've held on to the cash out. Hamido, both teams behind a chef. Behind their chef. Behind a mesh. We ain't chefing out here. We ain't cooking. The only team cooking right now is Orange, as they're going to wipe BMO and take the rest of Pink out.
I think Orange is definitely the stronger team right now, but I do think Pink has some great opportunities to win this. They just need to get that heavy util out just slightly sooner. It seems like Lasagna's just doing so well at getting those bubbles, holding that mesh, and playing for his team.
Such a huge part playing with a mesh heavy, and that's something that I think people don't really appreciate with the with Mesh Heavy is how much it requires your team to understand how to play with that character, because you cannot play aggressively. You can't play aggressively. You need to know when to hold right behind your team, and it's such an important part of it. Playing well right now, they have a gateway to just get all the way to the other side of the map, but Lasagna's not there. Finally moves over to the rest of his team. They're going to take that gateway. They're far away now. Tried to glitch it out. Now Pink has to play catch up as we move towards point C. Cafaneo dashing after them with everything he has.
The box is almost 50 meters away. They're going to go throw that and get that plug. Cafaneo might get some great entry damage on Pure Strafes, but it looks like Pure Strafes is going to get that reset rather easily. BMO's going to be popping in with that pike. Hopefully getting some shots with Pamito. A 60 almost getting taken out.
Going for there's the drop. The C4 is out. C4's down though. Up on the high ground, Cafaneo taking some damage. RPG goes to the backside. Nice double hit there. Lasagna taking out BMO. And now they're surrounding Pamito, taking him out. A very quick kill. Lasagna not getting distracted by Cafaneo, knowing Strafes was going to take care of him, immediately switching targets and looking over towards the side of BMO. They're just going to knock him out with a quick turn. Nice plays.
Yeah, that was a very clinical and classic play. You play the bait, you play up top, and you drop down below. And as soon as they go to force that point because you got away, you just pad right up on top of them, get some surprise damage on that RPG, and get better position over your team.
Oh, yeah. Check out our billboard. We got Lasagna with a 6 elimination streak here. Sitting pretty on the big screen. Can he add any more to it? 50 seconds left in this cash out. Could be the final cash out of the match. Cafaneo trading shots with Strafes across the way. They're set up a little bit far away. I'm sure there's a C4 on point, but if that gets taken out, you still can't get caught too far away. We've seen teams fall to just this. There's the C4, drops it down. Orange up on the high ground now. They have the commanding advantage, but a dome shield goes down. Eats the RPG. The glitch is there, but it doesn't. It gets eaten. It didn't hit anybody. Moving back in, Strafes is quite low. Nobody's lost health on Pink. A 60 gets melted in a matter of seconds. Cafaneo takes out Strafes as well. Lasagna is the last one left on his team, looking to defend this by himself. He drops down in the midst of 3, and he can't do it. He's gonna have to get taken down. Pink get a reverse steal, pushing us to a cash out 3.
Wow. What a great block on that RPG, and also great awareness from Cafaneo to drop in right behind Lasagna as they go make the same play that they just did. Great awareness from Cafaneo from countering that and getting on top of them, getting some great entry damage. Pure Strafes disconnects. I'm not sure on what account that was. We can pause it.
I guess. Well, we see if he's going to be able to reconnect. Otherwise, we might have to finish off with a 2v3.
Yeah, we'll hold for about 10, 20, 30 seconds here and see what the situation is.
I mean, that is just, when you talk about
just keep
confidence in your team, right? The ability to disconnect and then, tell your team, you know what? You don't even need me. You just 2v3 this,
On pause, his power went out, and it's just going to be, we're going to have to finish this game out.
Oh my gosh, Strafe's power going down. RIP to his power, that sucks.
Just as planned from BMO. BMO cutting the lines over there on Strafe's house, but they're going to need this advantage to win this fight. No, I'm kidding. It definitely could have gone either way here. But I mean, you never know. If a 60 and Lasagna really hone in on the kites and get a good entry pick, it is possible to win this. They're going to get a good pick on Bebo with base taking no damage. A 60 goes, gets RPG. And now we're in a boss fight.
Oh, the throwing knives are just never ending. The sound is just crazy. I would be getting my tinnitus checked at this point if I was them. And 60 has the high ground. Oh, nice pick onto him, distracting him. Cafaneo couldn't take on 2 targets at once. A nice cleanup
team
for Orange.
takes it.
2v3.
On that fight, 2v3. Again, they got a great pick on BMO as he was claiming to be the person to cut Pure Strafe's power. I mean, that's one way to shut him down.
Right? Sounds like maybe he should have spent more, playing the game instead of crawling underneath Strafe's house and some wires.
Let's see how they bounce back. They're gonna have a good stall play here. I mean, they aren't gonna have the jump pad, so it's gonna be very hard for them to make anything work. They're gonna have to play stall. They might have to use his TP if they even have it.
Yeah, Lasagna. It's probably a decent one to drop. You know, they have the C4. It's on the ground level. No more drops left. Lasagna has to find a way in. Both dome shields are there. Nobody's dead yet, though, but a 60's going to town with those throwing knives. Lasagna had half health, has no heals for him. They have to get away. Following up the side of the map, here comes Amito, but he's going to eat an RPG to the face. A 60 does get taken out by a nice big shot to the head. Lasagna dodging away, continuing to try to live. They haven't gotten him yet, but the mesh is going to give him away as he flips through those walls. He's getting chased up, down, through the wall. He's finally going to get picked off. With a minute left in this cash out, it is going to be everything they can do to just get this last fight.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to have much opportunity to force the point because it's only 2 people. But if they do find Pink Team on this quick offense and get a clean pick, there is potential to make this work. All they need to do is get a pick.
And you were talking about earlier that throwing knives are the weapon for picks. If he can spot Cafaneo, just a quick right click to the head is going to seal this fate. On the outside of the stair, there's some C4 opening up the wall. Throws dagger into a shield. Lasagna on the high ground, getting pushed by the rest of the team. Already doing a decent amount of damage though. One goes down. He's taking out BMO. Lasagna goes down in trade. Cannon 61v2 this. He's looking for Pamito. The dome shield is down. He has to dance in and out, but he does. He actually takes it, looking for the steal, but it's too late. Cafaneo on the other side of the map. Let him 1v2. He's actually going to go ahead and suicide. Wait, they took it. He had time. Yeah. There's no way.
Time. Cafaneo respecting the gentleman's in a 2v2. That's crazy. And Lasagna's like, he gave a 2v2. I don't even think his team knew it. Lasagna's like, damn, I wanted to prove myself. Yeah. I wanted to win the 3v2. But no, Cafaneo taking that away from him.
Yeah,
they do take the game though.
You can have it, you know? You can have it. Can we just give the flamethrower a huge buff already? Can we get a flamethrower meta? I mean...
Oh, we had that in closed beta. I don't think you want that. You definitely don't want a meta, but like, I want flamethrower to be somewhat strong and not just like...
Yeah. I'd like if flamethrower was as viable as minigun, I think I'd be happy, you know? Like, maybe not quite that viable. Maybe slightly less, you know? Maybe on the level of like...
Yes. Yes, exactly. That's a good point. And we're going to be going off for great initial damage with that Shaq Fitty. Brandy and a 60 going down to half.
Bring them Fitties. The quad with the ARN as well. Some weapons we haven't seen yet today. Wub bringing us back with the Cerberus, the classic. Anything else sticking out here? The 60 again with those throwing knives. Love seeing him bringing this. He met through the wall. They have eyes with the jump pad into the air. The RPG hitting his team, but doesn't do enough. Continuing to throw those out from the cover of the mesh shield. The throwing knives are going crazy. Both domes been used so far as the teams continue to trade shots. RPG hits Pink. They have to run. Drop to the low ground. A 60 trying to get a kill. Does take out Wubby. Unable to finish off the second, but Brendy is finishing him off with the revive. Back up to full strength to quad. The last one left on his team, fully isolated and separated. Has to just wait for his team to get revived. But he is taking pot shots from the high ground. Pamito getting pushed away as the quad now has to make a run for his life. But Brendy catches him on the low ground. Finally going to finish off this pesky light with the elbow to the face.
Yeah, I mean, Quad was just so far away. I was about to say, like, I was about to hop in there and be like, where's Quad? He was over in Haltos during that entire fight. And not with his team.
We tell you to learn from the best, but when we saw Cafaneo run away and give the 2v2 last match, I think that was not the learning experience we needed, you know? Like, normally stay with your team. 90% of the time, let's stay with your team. And sometimes you'll lose.
I mean, I was very surprised with how long BMO and Wubsy were able to stay alive there. BMO with great heavy plays, not typically a heavy player, but definitely played during TA.
A lot of people are going to play during TA. The Shaq 50 doing a lot. Glitch nades are through from both teams, continuing to push very aggressively. A lot of mesh dome shield goes down. BMO continuing. He has no back button. He only has W on his keyboard right now. Continues to aggress very forward. Dome shield is down. We're going to finish off Pamito. No, he gets taken down himself. A 60 finishing off as Brendy does one as well. Wubby, the last one with his team, does get a revive. Back up to that 2 versus 2, but Brendy on the backside is going to look to finish off BMO as well. A 60 in a 1 versus 1 duel with Wubby. Wubby cannot finish that off. Unable to survive by his own. Is going to get melted by Brendy in the last moment.
You saw the vision Wubsy was cooking up there, but Brendy coming in too hot with that model shot.
not letting anything get him down. Brendy been on a roll today so far. Yeah, bringing the model back, you know, love it. I mean, I know Brendy has been a long-time model player. I remember back even in season 2, 3, he was still playing model back before it was the weapon, you know, the main weapon. So definitely a classic goo and model user. Not surprised to see him using it now.
We're gonna have to go for a quick offense. We're gonna try and D-man this down. They do find Pomito. They do know exactly where he is. They do have that glitch down on that C4, so they're gonna have a potential to steal it. But no, the D-Mac comes out to stall that yet again. I mean, no time. They're gonna have to hop on it right now if they even want a chance. You gotta hop that, but it gets D-Mac down. Brandy playing that stall to a T.
$1.5 million drops in this fight right now. The quad is basically just gonna have to send himself. No reason to say it, just looking for some ego kills. Can't even finish off Pomito. Pomito's surviving with actual 12 HP. A small gust of wind would have knocked him over, but he makes it through. Holding on a very, very tense first cash out there, Sonsoyo. Brendy coming in clutch with 7 kills, though.
7 kills from Brendy already. That's insane. I mean, he's basically putting the team on his back. 7 kills. And that stall right there, that was some clinical plays. A-Team finally spawning back in. Quad gonna take this high ground. Not gonna shoot at Brendy, however, with that model. Gonna be shooting at a 60. Quad does have the massive range advantage from both of those players. Model and the throwing knife gonna provide no offense.
Yeah, it's hard to hit those shots from range, but he's giving it his best shot. Trying to do that. It pushes there. BMO on the high ground shoots an RPG that does absolutely nothing. But the goo is also breaking the fight in half. Wubby looking for that high ground put. There comes the jump, the reverse jump from Pomito. Misses a second RPG. No RPGs than anything in this fight. The quad, BMO taking out Pomito. Heavy versus heavy battle, but on the backside, Wubbies is going to get melted by a 60. The throwing knives finally find their mark. He's going to get melted in return. Brendy, the last member of his team, once again, hitting 1v2 again this time. Almost takes out the quad, but he's going to get melted. BMO with 3 kills in a row, gonna win this vault fight.
Yeah, I mean, BMO's heavy. Looks like it's nothing to scoff at. I have not seen this in some time. He's always kind of memeing about this heavy, and I guess he's got the guns to back it up.
We don't see a lot of the Shack 50. Normally, we do see the SA-12, Sledge more so lately, some minigun even. But every now and then we see someone pull it out and they start dunking on fools. It's nice to see.
I mean, on paper, the TTK is very competitive. It's just in practice, the amount of ammo you get is rough.
Oh, the thermal bore from the quad actually being used to melt that goo. I like that. A nice pickup from him. The chase is on. All around the backside, though. DeQuad looking to finish off Pomito. Didn't drop with his team. He waited, looked for the straggler, and it pays out for him. 2 kills already. Now they're looking for the final one. Gonna melt a 60 in a matter of seconds. Pain holding on to this really strongly. Nice play from DeQuad there. Waiting and not following his team. Gets a nice backstab onto the heavy of Orange.
Orange team about to spawn in. They're gonna have limited time to take this. Pink team should have a great, easy stall in store for Orange team. Just kind of slapping them right back. Giving them the same taste of their own medicine. Orange team does spawn in. They're gonna be gatewaying up into this Altos building and gonna be looking to go aggressively.
Quad had eyes on them so they know where they are, but there goes the drop. They've dropped it 2 floors. They're going to drop it 3 floors. It's almost all the way on the ground. Pink have to find their way there. The glitch grenade goes down, knocks them back. We've dropped it 5 floors to the bottom of the parking garage. It is all the way on the ground. Pink joining in. They have to stick this right now. They only have a couple seconds left. The goo is there blocking all sight lines off, but you can't block off the roof. Not when we have a D-man, not when we have a thermal board. The dome goes down, but they're just exposed. It's a killing floor right now. BMO continues to rain fire from above. Brendy and a 60 both on a sliver of LP. He can do nothing right now. A 60 stuck on the roof with the goo, and he is just going to get surrounded and cornered.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. D-matting all the way down. I could see that C4 drop level by level because that thing was not attached to that point. It was attached to the roof. So it just dropped straight with that point, and there was nothing they could do.
Oh, And I don't like using DMAT. You got to seal the roof eventually. Make them use some of their own DMAT charges to drop it, to get through to you. Otherwise, you're just leaving a hole open in the ceiling, and then you're just exposing yourself to that fire. So I like the idea. It needed to be a little bit better handled. You don't have a winch to pull it out of position either. But the fight's already beginning. They're already engaged for this next vault. It has been popped open, so this fight is going to matter. RPGs continue to be eaten by mesh shields. BMO immediately just taking Brendy out of the fight. They can chase Pamito now. Looking over the edge, chasing down through the hole. They've cornered him again, taking him out. BMO continues to not miss with the Shack 50 as they finish off a 60 as well. A reverse. Brendy starting out 7-0. He is now 8-4, and BMO is 9-4.
I think BMO needs to start picking up heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he had a great block on the RPG, and he was just frying with that shot.
Yeah, I think his team is going to start down. The Apes are going to start putting him on heavy. Hashi might have to swap off. I believe Hashi the one normally running heavy. Rippy's run. There's it.
Rippy usually runs heavy, but I don't think Rippy wants to play anymore. I think Rippy out there golfing is his main pastime now. He's unk status right now. So
he's. I'm sorry. You actual golfing like with the grass?
Actually golfing. I think that's what he's doing. I think that's his new thing.
What's this man golfing for? What is he doing?
We're gonna come back into this fight. We got some great entry damage from Dayquad from Rain, pulling down some damage. But Orange Team's gonna get the reset. Pink Team gonna be playing this high ground. Randy might look to DMAT right into this RPG, but it does not hit that massively. We're just gonna look for a reset.
So much damage with the Shack 50 though. Every time they poke their heads out, just both of those bullets taking them in each eyeball. It's hard to walk away from that. You can't even see.
Look at this bait on the C4. Will they fall for it? They're gonna come right into
they're running past.
Oh, no!
What a play! They're immediately. Brendy's down. A 60's almost out of the fight. Pamita, the only one with full health, but he's wasted his dome shield. BMO chasing him as well. He can't survive, but a 60, the last one left on his team against two. The quad looking to take him down, gets traded out. Wubby playing a nice to and fro. Does this to do, separates the fight, but he's up in the air as 60 gets wiped. Pink is gonna take this match. What a trap! Oh my god.
I mean, you had to have heard the beeping. Like, come on, you walk straight through that door and just bam, you're done. You're out of here. Woo. There's gonna be no time for Orange Team to even flip this. Pink Team's definitely got this. So
basically running onto a landmine there. That fight was over before it began. Congrats to Orange for making it last as long as it did, but ooh, that was spicy. Final seconds of the cash out taken away. BMO's just looking for a little bit extra damage. Had the stats, just a little bit more. 60 goes down one more time. Had to get one death in before the buzzer. A very close match, though. Probably the closest we've seen today, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic match. I mean, at the start, you would have thought Orange is going to single-handedly just wipe this team, but BMO really coming in clutch for his team, leading his team to victory, and taking out the W.
10-5, solid 2 OKD right now. Beautiful stuff from him. And yeah, you know, as soon as somebody starts pulling out the when somebody starts pulling out the C4, the trap plays, hiding behind walls, you know things got serious. You know people started taking it a little bit more seriously. We started putting some thought into it, playing with our brains instead of our aims. Wubsis, Brendy, and a 60. A 60 sticking with the knives. It's working for him, you know, or at least he seems to be having a good time with it. So, not surprised to see him continue to stick with that. Nothing too crazy here. Pricey Hippo is running a glitch trap. And then, other than that, pretty standard. We got a couple Serbs on the field. Both Pricey Hippo and Pricey Hippo going to be running that Serb. So going to have some shotguns, looking to melt those lights as the fight's already breaking out on the roof. Brendy has to back out.
BMO potting up, not the opportunity to RPG, but does land a little bit of a damage on that RPG. Ko going to be going in and gonna get some great.
What?
Might be Hippo popping off in a Serb.
Oh
no
my
way! I was not expecting that. And the 60's gonna look for a reset on the health. Gonna have to get some big right clicks. Gets that hit. Gonna go for it yet again from an alternate angle. BMO does catch his 60 off guard. Drops the dome and forcing out the right click.
Oh, the aggression! Oh, wait, he's surrounded. Oh, the reload. He almost got him, dude.
That was
one or
so
two more hits.
Close. I was waiting for that one right click to just dink. We do see coins coming from Pink. Coming from the high ground. Ready with an RPG.
Well, they're fast.
Coming out of nowhere, gets nullified, and Whoops, he's going to be almost taken out. They better drop on this and find the action.
Yeah, trying to use that S0E10 to finish off anyone. This is going to get melted now. They almost pulled it back, but he fell through the ceiling, so they couldn't actually do anything.
I was not expecting the coin. I just saw them flying out of the corner of the camera and landing right on top of them.
Yeah, all of a sudden they were there. Lasted so long. Especially because I guess the cash out was right there, so they felt like they needed to keep the fight going. Makes sense to me. But now they respawn. Did not spawn too far away, fortunately. Actually going to be quite an easy one, but the high ground up on the dome the mega dome has already been taken by Orange, so they're going to be in a really commanding position. Pink going to drop and run underneath instead.
Reloading.
They're going to actually fake him out and go take this high ground. They don't know which way to look, but now they're going to take a face check fight. This could be anyone's fight. Orange team does have the advantage. They have the cash that they can play their own time and not really push the agenda. Pink's got to push over.
Yeah, they have to eventually push. They have to find some way in. But you see that pad just to the right of where BMO is standing. If things hit the fan, he's ready to just leave like he does now. They're just going to pad out of here. They just avoid them. Taking some pot shots at Brendy as he drops down, but the RPG does take a chunk out of BMO's health as he's getting pushed and very exposed on this high ground. Ko, already very, very low. Only one bar left on him. He was going to be out of the fight for a minute. Drops his dome to help his medium as he steps back. Already doing some damage, but he has to reload. The RPG hits the dome, doesn't do anything. A 60 does take out Pricey Hippo with those knives. BMO on the high ground, 2v3. There's a lot of damage onto the Pink team, but they have to get back to the point. The steal is in place. They have to get back there. The C4 does go down, drops it to the point.
He does ride it.
The steal. They're going to get it. Actually managed to pull off the steal. A 60 dropping with it. He's up on the high ground using the gateway. The V-Fib goes on to Wubsy, or to Brendy. Brendy back up, 3 versus 2. Ko looking to finish off 1, does finish off Wubby. He's back to a 2 versus 2, but he's getting picked off from a 60 on the backside with that knife. Only 1 left for Orange, and the time is gone. Pricey Hippo looking for a last-second steal, but there was never a chance.
Wow, that was a great fight. I mean, great. Oh my God, very dynamic.
Score.
Going from high ground to low ground to high ground to low ground.
6-1.
6-1 from a 60. I mean, his team's got to be getting combat, but Wubsy has 500 combat, and Brendy's pulling out some great combat numbers, almost matching a 60 without any kills.
Right? Yeah, has those 4 assists. Definitely just has not found those kills, but a 60 with the dash movement has been all over the place. It's been beautiful to watch. The gateway in the right direction, they're going to be way ahead of Orange. They're going to get a really easy plug, and they get to set up their defenses.
Orange team does get afforded the high ground. Pink team going to be forced to stay on the low ground. Will they want to play up? Probably not. They do have those close range options, whereas BMO does have that shack. They're slow walking. They're going to creep up to the high ground. Definitely. They're going to be looking to go up this zip line.
They're set up so
just
far
waiting
away.
for the right moment.
Up the zip line. Team's just trading places right now. Both of them wanted to be where the other one was. The steal starts. C4 drops it. Does prevent the steal. DMAT on the roof doing some ice fishing. But Orange wisely backing away. Not going to take the fight if they're at a disadvantage. To take the high ground. The fight's about to happen on the top here. RPG does go down, takes Pricey Hippo. Already lost some health. Ko going down to a headshot from the throwing knives. Down to a 1 versus 3. Devo, the last one left on his team, is going to melt the 60. He does use that shack with the close range damage very nicely, but he's getting pushed right now by the entirety of Pink. Nothing he can do.
Needs to wipe right now.
Surviving on the zip line, but goodness gracious.
Bimo needed to wipe as soon as he realized he was the last one left on his team, buying precious time.
Yeah, survival was not really the play there, especially when they knew where he was. I think he had this idea that maybe he could 1v3 it. But that is, I think, one of the downsides of the Shaq 50 is you do some damage, but it's 20 bullets, man. That is not a lot of bullets. You have to reload very often when you're running that weapon. And that reload, it's not the slowest reload in the world, but it's not very quick as Orange pushing in. They only have a couple seconds. They are going to be pushing hard. Dome shield does go down, knocks the C4 off as well, but that means his dome shield is there. RPG, it's going to blow both of them up. Immediately, the entirety of the team is wiped. A quick 2 cash out on the back of a 60. 8-2 finishing that off.
Yeah, I do not think there was much of an opportunity for them to take that. There was not a lot of time. They had a great setup. They almost got the glitch done in time so that wall wouldn't have broken. But unfortunately, it just opened up too many line of sights. It broke their dome. They had no protection. Nobody threw down a goo.
Nope.
They were just kind of raw dogging it.
Yeah, just sit here and steal. You know, this ain't quick cash. You know, you gotta prep the site a little bit. Knock that C4 out before you throw your dome down. As yeah, look at those scores. Yeah, 3.8, and like you said, Brendy, just the exact reverse. 8 eliminations, 2 assists on a 60, and 2 eliminations, 8 assists on Brendy. Appreciate y'all swinging by, getting into another game on the TNT night. With some fantastic players in here. Finally get to watch the Spoos Man and Boo Boo as well. Gonna be a fun one here on Sis Horizon.
I am without audio this round, so hopefully my producer has audio in his game. All right, so we're good on that front. And maybe I figured out my issue because I do have audio now. We're gonna be going into this game.
You hit the mute button, sir. You gotta turn up the audio. Definitely some little bit of lobby bugs today, but we're ironing it out. Team set up on the high ground as we circle around the vault. Looks like they're probably going to try and pull it back towards A. No gateway on the point, though. First fights are going into 60. He's got way too close. He has to drop down right now.
Bimo back on the heavy. Going to be looking to peel for his team. Looking for an RPG, but gets RPG'd himself. Dropping that dome perfectly as Bobo pushes in aggressively. A 60 almost being taken out. Bobo going down to Spoozman. Spoozman dying to that fire. Now just a 60 left, getting that final pick.
Everyone pulling their weight there. 60, Spoozman, and Bimo with the kill there. Everyone doing their jobs. But they do come out on top of 60 again. There was no gateway, so they're going to have to go plug that, but they're not too far away from A. He has the dash. He's going to be there in a matter of seconds. Still a few seconds left on the timer. Looks like they're going to plug it right as they spawn. Thank goodness we no longer have to wait to plug until people spawn.
Yeah, that kind of manipulation was not very good, especially with the team spawning so far away.
So boring. So boring. There's an early jump, though. This ain't boring. They're jumping in. Dome shield goes down. But 6 drift is already melted. Boo Boo going to take out Bimo and has his shield, but 60 chasing him down with the throwing knife is going to wipe him. No, he survives. The 60 actually gets taken out. Bimo survives. Boo Boo survives, drops down to the ground. His coat dealing with Spoozman on the high ground, but he's going to lose that duel. Boo Boo drops up on the jump pad, but does it just to die, as they're going to get a revive on a 60.
Yeah, I think we just needed to wait a little bit longer. Let that heavy jump in first, and then you have your mediums go in. If I'm not mistaken, we did have one of the mediums pop in first right on that fight. Getting the dome down in good time, but unfortunately that medium just taking all the offense from Pink.
Yeah, Rift as well. Just got way too aggressive, especially when you're running with a mesh heavy. Let the mesh heavy go first. That's the entire point of the mesh. You know? But a Drift, again, jumping in very aggressively, is going to take out one. Boo Boo's going to take out one. Finally following up with his team. The second one goes down. Looking for a 60. The sole survivor of his team does a nice goo to separate the fight. But he actually drops down. Wait, the movement is not quite enough. Finally, they moved as a team, and it paid off dividends.
Interesting position there from Pink. They did have a great advantage, but they should have just played stall. This point is so easy to stall. You deem at that point, so then when you drop it, it drops all the way down to this bottom area. just as it just did, and they can play almost anywhere inside this building to get that defense.
The live wires have recharged.
They would have had a great stall.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird position to take, especially because you know where they're spawning. Like, the spawns on this point are some of the most predictable spawns in the entire game. You know exactly where they're going to show up, you know exactly where to set up, and they just kind of didn't play for that. Not sure what happened there. BMO is going to take out a drift on the backside. So they are in that power play, but they've already lost this cash out. Nobody's even moving towards the vault, so not a lot happening right now. Boo Boo's going to get chased down by Spoozman, I think, in just a matter of seconds. Go through that wall, going to melt him right there. Spoozman with 3 and 2 right now. But a kind of a nothing fight.
And we're going to get Pink tapping this point.
The live wires are unsealing Vault 2.
We're going to Pink tapping this point, setting up the gateway. I'm going to be able to move this directly to B and get that plug. Orange team spawns in over in this orange building. Going to be quite the distance away from B.
Yeah, that is a rough push. Still 70 meters away.
Electrifying stuff.
Very quick
There's a dash pad gateway set up so we can get there quickly.
Go, leading the charge. Boo Boo with his mesh shield needs to give them support. They're running with that glitch barrel, which is going to be big. Does they have a jump pad? But there's the jump pad in reverse. A huge RPG coming down. Already Boo Boo going to be melted. Spoozman following up the rest of his team. Go on the low ground. Has to survive. He's quite low. Only a couple bars. He has regen, but at this point, he's the last one left on his team. Going to get brought down by the just overwhelming might of Pink right now. Nice defense from them. With the jump pad just catching them by surprise. Orange were not ready for that at all. You got to expect them to be set up there. You cannot be running in on these points like that and be not expecting a jump pad out of the air. That was just a little bit naive from Orange, as they need to find a way to approach this point.
Orange team spawning back in. Gonna have 1 minute to take this point. They do have plenty of time to take a fight, find this team, as they're probably gonna look to stall, hopefully this time, instead of 8 on that high ground. They do have double drop set up, so this is gonna be a beautiful stall. It's gonna be very tough to ride this down potentially. He's gonna go for the ride, wasting his dome, and now the pad is coming out.
Go with that dome.
Orange team
Oh,
going
it's
for
so
the
over. Oh no, it's so
steal,
over.
and Pink team gonna win this point.
A lot of, I think, you know, Sonsoyo, I think what we've seen these last few games is how, is why so much of heavy is about timing. You need to know when to use your utility. It's such a huge part of the class. You use your dome at the wrong time. That is such a massive part of your utility. You need that cover. If you just drop that thing willy-nilly, your fight's basically lost before it begins.
I agree, right? And especially now with the Serb meta, the Pike, and everything, 2 glitches on a light, like, Heavy's just such a utility class. But we're gonna go ahead and break out this fight. Spoozman gets knocked out. 6 Drift at 2 HP, getting taken out. Now it's just BMO fighting for his life. Gonna take a 1v1 versus Bobo. Bobo cannot keep up, but Bobo's gonna win that and clean up for his team.
Nice cleanup there. They're gonna win this one. They are gonna be able to tap the vault, but plenty of time for Pink to spawn and take a fight. But with the gateway, they're gonna be able to plug it very, very quickly. So unless they get a great spawn on D, most likely this is gonna be an easy plug for Orange. Here's the gateway set up. They're actually heading over towards C, heading into the museum. Much like you, Sonsoyo, you know, who also belongs in a museum. They're gonna go set up here.
I'm not beyond here. Is that what you're saying? We got Orange setting up behind this point. Gonna be looking to zip line up, but gets caught off guard. The D-Max dropping down BMO, saving 6 Drift from any pick. But now Spoozman finally finding 6 Drift, getting taken out himself by Bobo's RPG. We got both players 2-bar, and it looks like a 60 is gonna be able to clean up, and BMO's looking for that reset.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Gets that revive, a nice cleanup again. Pink kind of running over them. Nice patience on the RPG from Boo Boo. Did not shoot too early. He played really patient with that, was able to get a kill, but his team just got wiped out so fast. Adrift has been struggling a little bit with these fights. He's just a little bit too eager. And I think that's a sign of sort of not respecting the damage potential, because if you run in without your team finding a right approach, especially when you're running with this mesh heavy, you need to make sure that you're not getting fired on by all three. Playing nicely this time. Ubu with the mesh shield, leading the charge as they push in. The whole of pink are resetting now. Gonna ride that cash out down. Ride that thing like a bull. The dome shield goes down. This time it's really nicely played. Boo Boo throws out an RPG, but doesn't do anything. They do get the steal. 2 versus 2. They're actually dropped down. Pink has to retake this now with 60. With the throwing knives is in. But on the backside, Boo Boo, he has to bash away. He's so low on health. Ko as well. He's so low. Can he survive? Chased by 60 on the outside. That gets taken down. 2 versus 1. Boo Boo, can he hold this by himself? BMO is actually sticking for a long res. They're going to demat through this wall. Go for a steal. Boo Boo drops down with an explode in the background. Finishes off 1. Looking for the second. Can he prevent the steal? No, he cannot. 60 going to hold on to this. But he doesn't have time. Boo Boo, 1 versus 3, holds on to the cash out.
Unfortunate last second steal. It's so hard to decide whether you shoot or hold that mesh. That was down to the wire. I think that was an impossible choice to whether or not to go for that kill or try and just stall out as long as you could.
Yeah,
wow.
Incredible play there. Especially from Ko at that last minute, surviving on about 2 bars, delaying them so much so a 60 was unable to get in a very quick steal. Crazy clutch from Boo Boo at the last moment there. Target prioritization on full display. Incredible stuff. The movement is there. I can't survive without it.
And back in the open beta, I used to think grapple was it. And I mean, boy, was I wrong. I mean, I was still cooking, but it was just a completely different game back then.
You were ahead of your time, is all I'm saying.
Ahead of my time, okay, all right. I mean, that's one way to put it.
I just feel like, you know, much like Turret, Grapple has just been sidelined for so long. When are we going to see Turret in Pro League?
I think I'll stop you right there. Turret needs a rework, I'll give it that. We need something. It needs something.
We do have an actual match going on right now, though. Here comes the jump in with the Cerberus high ground. RPG's missing galore, though. But they have cornered Ko on the high ground. Going to take out 1. Finish off with that Cerberus. Spoozman jumping in. Finishes off the final member of Orange. Very similar teams, too, I think, from what we had last time. It's very similar. I think we had a couple swaps out, but...
It's very similar. I mean, this is basically a run back. We got BMO leading the charge. I think a 60 got swapped on the team pick, and El Spoozman, I think, went over to BMO's team. If I'm not mistaken. Yes. I can't. Honestly, these games become kind of a blur, but they're all hype nonetheless. We do get to see some great plays. We'll see Team BMO if they'll make the comeback in this match.
It's all about those hype moments. It's all about the individual plays. DMAT, nice DMAT, doesn't fall through, but he has eyes on all members of Orange. They know exactly where they are now. They're gonna have to drop eventually. Looks like C4, some sort of trap, caught Orange on the backside. They're losing a lot of health, but at 60, looking for his moment. We got a double dash here on the Orange. There's a double light medium on the side of Orange, so they are gonna be all over the place, running that ARN as well on them right now. Ko finds them on the backside, finishes off 1. Spoozman is down. Power play for Pink. As they look to finish on swarming onto BMO like mosquitoes or piranhas onto dying fish. They've surrounded him. Only 1 member left, Wubsies. Can he survive this? Can he pull this off by himself? Has a glitch grenade, but he just has to pull away. Nothing he can do. The steal has to go through, and he's going to let his team respawn.
Yeah, Wubsy's going to back up just for this coin. Let his team coin in, and hopefully by enough time for them to get over here and get this retake. But there's only going to be a 30-second. What a pick from Wubsy, catching 6 drift off. And now let's see if he can follow up on it, bait that body, and now they're in the advantage.
That was exactly what they needed. There is a glitch trap on B right now, so that is going to slow him down if he tries to get on the point, but he can go for it. Only 2 lights. There is no medium on the side of orange right now, so the gas does go out, but if Bimo 6 this, he might be able to get it. The fight going there. They actually trade. There's a full wipe, but can Bimo hold this against the gas? Is the gas going to dissipate in time? It does! No, he didn't hold it, though!
Bimo, take that even if you die!
You had
it doesn't matter! You would have had it! What are we doing?
No, it's over. No, it's over. It's over. Be washed. Absolutely washed. What was that, sir?
Hold that. It doesn't matter if you die! I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Bimo with the blunder. Oof. Oof. B for blunder.
The Apes squad locker room is gonna have a long talk after this one. We're gonna have to practice the muscles so we can hold down E a little bit longer.
Oh,
maybe he just cramped up, you know? Maybe he had like a muscle cramp.
Lines like something. I don't know the equivalent.
Oh. Fine, we're back to the other vault. Drift is already down, so we're back left to 2 lights. A 60 and Co. continuing to swarm around this map. Just absolutely harrying them at all sides. Hold up. That's a sword from a 60. He switched off. He's actually no longer on dagger. He said, I don't want to throw my blades anymore. I want to go up close and personal with them. Take him out.
Big RPG from Bino to pick up the 60. Peeling for his team. Will his team peel for him? WaltzCast needs to come in and finish off 6 strips, and he does. It's just Co left. Gonna be taken out with 1 HP. Getting that red barrel, but he's gonna be taken out. What a red barrel. I mean, those things are sneaky. Nice use of the carryables there. Almost pulled out. He was just too low health to withstand the Shack 50. WaltzCast's gonna grab that vault, move his way over to A most likely. Just get a quick plug. Set themselves up to even out the score in terms of cash outs. We're gonna be restarting.
The Boundless are responding. They'll be looking to show off their endless potential.
And we got Akazo coming in the chat. Shout out Akazo.
Huge shout out to Akazo, the goo god himself. Fight's kicking off
just
though.
Runs in there and gets picked off into a 2-1v2. He's just Hail Marrying his entire fight. It's kill or be killed, I guess.
Yeah, he is. No S key on that man's keyboard. He is unbounded. He only knows W. That's the only button he knows. And God damn it, if he's just not gonna keep doing it until it works. So far,
he's locking in 30 red barrels. He took a note after that last fight with Co. They're just gonna be hailing those at the enemies.
Oh, I love this. Just keep chucking them. Bring them out. The whole team is over there. All 3 with the red barrels. Let's see if the strat works. Wait, but they've been spotted. Don't let them get shot. A 60 is over to the first one. The second red barrel about to land. There goes the second. There's the third. But the RPG is going to melt. They've got it found on the backside. A 60 surviving. They're all dead.
Oh no, I think they can take some liberties because of Bimo dropping that point. They did get very lucky with that, and they're just gonna troll this next point. Now they're gonna be setting up with those mines. Pyro mines with the no C4, just double pyro mines. Gonna be able to get that stall potential.
Pyro mines, something that I know Akazo has been running lately. Speaking of Akazo, U-Gun Pyro Mine cocoons that cash out into a ball of fire if you step on it. Something I'd love to see more people do. More red barrels. No.
60's not going to go steal that. He sees those mines and knows it's not a good idea. They're going to just be planning for this pick. The 6 strips yet again get picked off. WaltzCast being chased by the sword. He goes off the map, but he saved himself. He caught it.
How did that not hit him? That's crazy. Only one left on his team. I swear he hit that in the air. Couldn't quite connect. He has been detected. So the team is going to know where he is. looking for that. Looking for the clips right now, though. Clip farming, dodging all the Cerberus shots. Again, a no rig. How is he missing these?
He gets it though. And he's gonna get away. Is he gonna reach out? He's gotta reach out for this pick. He is. He's gonna be going in for this as we play the dash back and forth. One more hit needed, but no, he gets taken out by Wubsy.
Oh, a nice play of 60. Putting that movement to good use. We saw him put it to crazy work with the throwing knives. It's a little harder with the sword, and he's definitely getting a little unlucky with some of these no regs. I definitely feel like I don't know how you feel about this, Sonsoyo, but I feel like the nerf to sword, maybe now that Phantom Striking is supposed to be fixed, maybe they could give sword a little bit of love. But I don't know if maybe you are.
The most damage you can give sword is 110. You can give the light one-shot melee back, and that's about it. If you do anything more to that thing, it's going to be back in the meta. But honestly, I think you need to get rid of thermal sword first before you give it that buff.
Fair point. Fair point. I know thermal's got its own. I mean, it is a list of issues that thermal has.
Because on paper, the best sword comp is thermal dash sword with smoke. So
true.
A 60 does not like playing that. It's kind of more of a frowned upon playstyle in the sword community.
Oh,
but we're going to see
get
Ko
melted.
getting taken out first time. Not Six Drift. Six Drift is holding back his horses. He's going to be baiting this jump pad up. They're going to be baiting that body, playing that Pyromine.
Enough time for them to wait for their teammate to spawn, though.
He's gonna go for that red, and this is
it's
gonna be a
very bold
kill on Ko. But Ko
It's
somehow
working.
gets that pick on.
It's working.
As Wubsy gets some great flank on Ko, taking him out, and now it's just Six Drift. Last one up, gonna take this 1v1, and it looks like Pink's gonna win this.
Yeah, I don't know. That was oftentimes you wipe, but unfortunately, he probably should have waited for his team to coin, trying to find a way through. The last ditch, just the hero revive. Normally, you're selling your team. It almost worked there. Ko almost got a pick. It didn't quite work out, unfortunately. Like you mentioned, Pink is going to take this. The sword just not really coming through. The 60 unable to put 2 kills together. Just had his one to his name. As the cash out timer is finally going to tick out. We did get to that third cash out. Maybe Bimo just wanted to play a little more, you know? He just said, I don't want to win in 2. I want to win in 3.
I mean, I guess it all works out, right? But the game would have been over quicker if you did not have that cramp, that lag spike, whatever you want to call it, blunder. Honestly, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It was kind of a lag spike. I saw a little jitter,
yeah,
but
it was a unnoticeable pause. You know, it got paused.
Yes, exactly.
He got knocked off.
But that was a great time. We're gonna be shutting it down from TNT, but just a few reminders. I gotta shout out Waltz. I got a fantastic casting with you as always. We reunite back on TNT.
As always.
I can't wait to cast with you again sometime in the future. Maybe you'll be back at Pro Hubs. I'm not sure. Last season, I didn't really do much there, working on my own thing, setting up TNT, but we got the groove going. So maybe there might be opportunities there. Otherwise, we got Volcanic Panic, Ape Squad's second premier tournament coming up on June 14th. Just almost a week away very soon. So everyone, if you're interested in signing up, supporting, reach out to me, Sonsoyo, or check out the Ape Squad announcements tab in the Discord. If you want to sign up, come reach out to one of the admin teams. So we'll be happy to give you the information.